So you've decided that now is the time to buy a house. Now what? Hey guys, my name is Mac Rogers. I'm the broker owner of Albert Rogers Realty here in Castro Valley, California. If you're new to the channel, I do real estate market updates as well as tips for both home buyers and home sellers twice a week. If you like the information, do me a favor, please click on the like button. It helps the channel get more information out there to more people. Also, if you want to follow me, click on the subscribe button as well as the notification button. You know, buying a home is a huge step in most people's lives and one that should not be taken lightly. There's so many things to think about, like location, size, bedrooms, baths, amenities, schools, and the list goes on and on and on. It's so very important that you hire someone with experience who truly knows the real estate industry and all the pitfalls that buyers can potentially fall into. It's also imperative to use someone who isn't afraid to be honest with you about this very big investment, someone who is working on your behalf and not just for the sake of a paycheck. So how do you choose a realtor? You have a friend in the business? Everybody has one. A referral maybe? However you choose an agent that you put in charge of one of the biggest purchases in your life, you will want to make sure that they have the market knowledge and experience and is readily available when you need them. Another thing to check is reviews. There are several sites like Zillow, Google, Facebook, and other sites that you can check for a realtor's review. One thing to note is that there's no central website to view an agent's review, so you might be jumping around. If you want to see my reviews, I will put a link down in the description below. What about website search? Home buyers usually begin their search on the internet, looking through property websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. All good sites if you don't mind having 4 to 5 people calling you after you click on the more information button. At our site, not only do you get the most up-to-date listings, but no one will be bothering you every time you click on the link. Well, maybe I will check with you from time to time just to make sure everything is good. I also have an About Me video so you know who you're working with. Now, let's move on to choosing a lender. Now that you've chosen a realtor, if you haven't done so already, you need to select a lender and get pre-approved as soon as possible. This will most likely be the biggest purchase of your life, and you want to make sure you have an honest and reliable lender to walk you through this process step by step. They will explain exactly what to expect and should give you detailed information regarding loan fees and requirements for documentation. A word of caution about online lenders and rate shopping. When you see an ad for some type of low rate, almost always there's a fine print, meaning you have to jump through hoops to be able to get that rate. So don't be surprised that they tell you might not even qualify for that offer. As for rate shopping, the only way for you to really get a true rate is when a lender gets all the documentation and on your income, taxes, and other required financial documentation, as well as running your credit. So be careful, as this might start to affect your credit scores and you end up not getting approved at all. You know, the purchase process is a very time-sensitive transaction, and you want to make sure that the lender you choose is diligent and knowledgeable. Working with a bad lender can make the purchase a nightmare ordeal, as much as working with a good lender can make it like a walk in the park. Your lender should be able to move you seamlessly through the process and meet or exceed the closing deadline. For that reason, we literally only work with 2 to 3 lenders that we have worked with in the past and we believe have the best interests of our clients in mind and have a proven track record of closing deals. So if you need a lender referral, please do let me know and I will get you one of our preferred lenders. And in case you're wondering, no, we do not get a dime from our lender partners. So now let's move on to step 3. Now that you've chosen a realtor, we're so glad you picked us, and you've also chosen your lender, it's time to get the ball rolling to find you a house to buy. Now, there are a few things we need you to do as well, and we will walk you through each step and answer any questions that you might have along the way. Now, we call this the buyer homework. It's time to figure out what you are approved for and if it matches your expectations. This means setting your expectations and making sure you are not having champagne dreams with a beer budget. You also have to figure out timing. Can you move right away? Do you have a lease? How long does it take to get a house in your market? How competitive is the market? Are you willing to overbid 5%, 10%, or 15% over asking if that's what it it takes to get the home? Are you comfortable about releasing contingencies up front? Are you comfortable with as-is purchase? Have you reviewed the estimated closing costs? Do you have all the funds? Too many buyers think that all they need is down payment. You have to make sure that you have funds for closing or have funds for reserves and also other expenses that may arise. Do not make any new major purchases, open new lines of credit, or apply for new credit cards. Be sure to continue to pay all your bills on time as well as any mortgage payments that you may currently have, and be diligent with your finances until we close on your new home. Now for step number 4. So you figured out that what you're qualified for and the property that you're looking for does exist. Now let's start searching for your perfect dream home. Spoiler alert, unless you're one of the lucky ones whose budget and taste align perfectly, you will not find the perfect home. You won't find everything that you want unless you build your own custom dream home. This is why step 3, doing your homework, is very important. If these two things don't align, your finances or budget along with your expectations, you're bound for disappointment after disappointment. I can set you up with an auto home search, but if you're like most home buyers, I know you're probably doing your own home search. Every 5 minutes searching or going into every website that's available out there. Again, not necessary. Our site and auto search are the most updated, but should you see something that you have questions on, just send us the property address so we can do our research and make arrangements to show it to you. Please be ready with any questions regarding the property so that we can get answers ASAP. Make notes while we look either on the handouts or on your phone. Details make all the difference when looking at multiple homes. It's time to hit the road and start looking at properties. You have narrowed down the list and now it's time to head out and see the homes in person. Here are a few things you will need to know. In this current environment, we exercise safety first. I have a video which I will link here on how we do home tours in this pandemic. The basics are mask for everyone, gloves are also needed, and booties. I can provide you with the booties, but you have to bring your own gloves and mask. Gone are the days of seeing a home online in the morning and then going to view it in the afternoon. We have some forms that needs to be filled out and sent to the seller before we can enter the property. So be prepared, or be aware that as excited as you are to see a property, we can't just jump in the car and go and check it out. Also, if there's more than 2 of you touring the property, I can only take 2 at a time inside the property. Here are just some other things to keep in mind before and during our home tour. Most sellers will require a pre-approval before they will allow appointments. So this is why talking to a lender and getting pre-approved are very important. Some sellers have 24-hour appointment notice requirements. They can also limit the days and times of the week for touring their home. Wear slip-on shoes as we may be asked to remove them upon entry. If sunlight is important to you, then we definitely need to schedule daytime appointments. Dress for the climate. Some homes may be vacant and may not have utilities. We will also be walking the grounds outside the home. Sellers' bathrooms are not for public use, so please plan accordingly. Pay attention to the layouts and rooms and not the furnishings. Many homes have interior cameras and other recording security devices, so please be sure to save your comments and discussions about the home until after the home viewing. Be sure not to sit on the furniture or handle personal items. We want to remove all liability of damage from ourselves. Please direct your children to leave personal toys and items alone. If at all possible, in this current climate, it might be better to not bring the kids inside the home. If for some reason a seller is present during a showing, very rare but it can happen, be polite but quiet. We don't want to give any information regarding your preference or motivation to purchase that could affect our negotiations. Take good notes and list any questions you might have. We will make arrangements for the showings and let you know the start time and address where we will meet. Now the fun begins. That's our first part of our home buying series. Click on the subscribe and notification button to get notified when part 2 of the series comes out. I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.